Some jeans all ripped.
Folks, I did a little drill this morning, and the drill was just to pick up a camera. It's basically my fairly new camera, fairly new technology, versus my old camera, which is pretty old technology, and just go to work filming. Now, it's not exactly a fair fight. The settings don't exactly match up, but that wasn't the purpose of the drill. The drill is I have two cameras. They're two totally different camera systems, two totally different lenses. One will record 4K 60, one will only go to 4K 30. But they're the two cameras that I have on hand. And I said, let me just pick them up, start filming, something goes down, let me get them in operation as quickly as possible and compare the footage. And so right away, I'm admitting up front, the settings are not the same. I didn't film them at the same time. Now the lighting's the same because we're inside my office. The lighting didn't change. But this is the results of this little drill. Now the white balance on both cameras are set to auto. And obviously if I set the white balance, that would probably make a significant difference. Maybe it doesn't. But at the end of watching this, at the end of my talking, I'll put the settings up there and reveal which camera is which. But I just want to talk about this. There's a difference in a good run and gun camera versus a studio camera. I mean, every camera is different. That's a given. I mean, there are times where action cameras are appropriate, even though I think the footage is horrible and I'm guilty of filming on action cams for a lot of my videos. Why? Because it's easy. It's easy, the stabilization is good, the audio is very good on my Action 4, but the footage is garbage. Looks like you're looking at the world through a fishbowl. So, while you're watching the footage, let's just talk about what makes a run and gun camera. And for me, a run and gun camera is something that if there's a UFO that suddenly appears outside, which camera am I going to grab? And it's the camera that's going to get into operation quickly, the quickest, with the most pertinent and important features to accurately film that UFO under any conditions. And so that's what I've come to the conclusion of, is that I'm realizing that my new camera system is not the best run and gun camera. My old camera is the better run and gun camera. But that's your results right there. I asked the old lady, let's get this back to going, and she said the video on the left looks better and more accurate in the skin tone. And again, the white balance is auto, it's not set, so it's not a fair fight. That wasn't the drill. The drill was to see how fast I can get the filming. And basically, there's your reveal. Okay? On the left is my old Sony FDR-AX100 camcorder. On the right is the Sony FX3 with the 35mm 1.4 G master.
Some jeans all ripped. Got a baby in a belly and a baby on a hip. Little toe-headed rascal peeing off the porch. Daddy got a shotgun looking for a stork. Oh Lord. And that's don't give a flying hillbilly fuck. I said and a yard full of junk. Love us if you can, sorry if you can't. Holler if you is, shut up if you ain't. bottle sitting pretty. Pigskin on the TV, bacon in the skillet. An old button yarn, licking on an inch. Bunch of fake flamingos flocking by the ditch. Can I get a remix? Whoa! And that's Paul, Dum, don't give a flying hillbilly fuck. I said Paul, Dum, a yard full of chickens and a barn full of drunks. Love us if you can, sorry if you can't. Holler if you is, shut up if you ain't. Oh, 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 Dum. Over your head if you're batshit crazy and your neck is red as the dirt on the road where we all grew up. Sing something with me if you ain't nothing but. You ain't nothing but. You ain't nothing but. Oh, Dum, don't give a flying hillbilly fuck. I said oh, Dum, house full of youngers and a yard full of junk. Love us if you can, sorry if you can't. Holler if you is, shut up if you ain't. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, down. Oh, down.
I don't think about it. About you leaving me. I don't know who I'd be. Would everything we built just turn to broken leaves? I don't think about it.
Okay, so now, which camera am I filming on? Is this the Sony FX3 or is it the old FDR-AX100? Some of y'all can't tell. Some of you can, because if you're in this business, you can look and you can tell what focal length the scene is shot from. Most people can't.
You listen to the heart of ate.
My baby.
Put in here. Look, come on, here. Put this on. Put this on. Like this. You don't want in your ear, so you just put that. Hold this. Hold this.
Good job,
and do
son.
like this. Listen to the heart of ate. Listen to the heart of ate. What sounds of heart of ate, Forrest? Boom, 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 boom.
Good job, son.
No, you want to touch my heart?
Yeah, do right. Laki kay mo bangsay pang international. The bangs of Maria is from international. Come on. Come on, then. Hold bati.
Dub.
So strong, Forrest.
Good job, buddy. But when you look at lenses and you're in this business long enough, you can say, oh, that's a 20mm lens. Oh, that's a 50. Oh, that's a 35. That's a 24. So some of you may know. But does this footage look good? Does it look bad? Am I out of focus? Is there any focus breathing? Is there any pulsing or focus hunting? You gotta ask yourself those questions. Old technology versus new technology. One thing that that my old Sony camcorder has is horrible rolling shutter. That's when if you whip the camera back and forth, everything just kind of leans over and turns into jello until you stop. That's one of the reasons I wanted to upgrade this camera, because I'm always shooting a lot of people on the move, the babies are running around, whatever, and they just look like jello. So there is a thing called rolling shutter, and that's a problem with this older technology. And they just came out with a camera, Sony's what, A9 III, that has a global shutter. There is zero rolling shutter. They've solved the problem through technology. But this old camera, if you're whipping stuff around, yeah, the buildings are gonna lean. You know, it's like the buildings turn into corn in a windstorm. It's called rolling shutter. On this camera, it's horrible. On the Sony FX3, they're virtually zero rolling shutter. I shoot 4K 60. You okay? I shot a bikini race, you know, just following the contestants. The rolling shutter is not noticeable at all. I don't want to say zero because it's not a global shutter, but there is almost zero rolling shutter on the FX3. So the FX3 obviously wins out if you're doing sports and where you're having to follow people and track people and this and that. Obviously the FX3 wins out. Okay, low light. Which one wins in low light? Well, this is subjective. If you're just shooting normally, the FX3 is a low light king. This thing will see in the dark with that damn 35mm 1.4 G Master. It's wonderful. The low light on this old camcorder, this, what is it, a 1-inch sensor? It's not as good. It's obviously not as good. It only goes down to, it opens up, whatever, to a 2.8. That's a 1.4. It lets in more light, right? It's a bigger, opens up the hole bigger. So the FX3 wins unless you turn on night shot. This camera's got night shot, the infrared, you know, it's green, but this camera right here sees in the dark. It even has an IR light that shoots out. So which camera wins in the darkness? It's all subjective. Because if there's absolutely zero light, the camcorder is going to beat it out with this infrared old technology. Everybody's going to be green, but you can see it even has an IR light. So literally, there's no light in the room, the camcorder is going to win out. Overheating. Neither one of these systems overheat. This old camcorder has never overheated. It's been everywhere in Southeast Asia. Never overheated, knock on wood. FX3, never overheated. Now one time in the direct sunlight, direct Philippine sunlight, filming 4K 60 for an hour, it gave me the little temperature warning, but it never stopped going to work, knock on wood. So both cameras, overheating is not an issue. That is one of the main issues in a camera that I look for, and I'm going to look for after having a Sony RX100 that overheats in 5 minutes, a GoPro that overheats. First research I'm doing on any camera system is, will it overheat or will it go to work in Southeast Asia? If it has any issues overheating, it's junk to me. Now if you're in Alaska, that might not be an issue, but in the tropics it certainly is an issue. Okay, price. Obviously this old camcorder. you know, what is it, a fourth of the price of this system here, a fifth of the price. Oh, you can probably get them used for a few $100. What? How's that a factor? Price is a factor because when you're toting around a $6,000–7,000 camera rig, you're careful. You're careful about where you take it. If it looks like rain, you might not want to take it. You might just grab an action cam or your cell phone. If you're going into somewhere a little shady, you might not want to take it. There are times because you're walking around with $7,000 or $8,000 in your hand, and if you lose that, that's a huge hit. Get some insurance. Yeah, I need to. I've been reading about that insurance that I do need to get, because if somebody rips that off, I'm out a lot of money. Camcorder, I mean, what did I pay for that? $1,200, $1,300 years ago. What's it worth? $300 used, $400. I'll take this thing anywhere. I don't give a shit. If somebody steals it, I'll laugh as they run away and just, hey, can you just give me the memory card? Just throw me the memory card. I'll give you an extra $20. But if a thief gets a hold of that FX3, it's a fight to the death. You got a tiger by the tail, dude. You're not getting away with the FX3. AX100, just give me the memory card back. I'll laugh at you. The problem with the camcorder, and this may seem, I don't know, this may seem petty or like, what's the big deal? But the main difference for me, and I can attest to this because I've been carrying the camcorder around, and I actually built it out with a small cage where I can put the Rode Video Micro, so it looks a little bit bigger, right? Not huge. But the big thing is camera bias, and this is something you don't think about. People are very judgmental and prejudiced, so to speak, with their own perception of what you're doing depending on what camera you are carrying or you're talking to. And the problem carrying this camcorder is that so many places perceive you to be the BBC. They perceive you to be some type of journalist. You're with the news. You're a documentary filmmaker trying to stir up trouble. People don't like it when you walk in filming on a camcorder. They just don't. Now this one is not, this one's about this big. So this size here, it looks like journalism. You get a smaller one, people think you're creepy. You got this little tiny camcorder, and people think you're, it's just that bias left over from, I don't know. So there is camera bias where, you walk in talking to a cell phone, people don't know if you're on video chat or you're filming. Walk around here talking to a action cam, oh, vloggers, they automatically know you're a vlogger, right? Walk around with the FX3 kind of stripped down with either, a wireless mic where it's just very minimal. Really nobody pays you any attention. Hanging around on a neck strap, hanging around your neck, you just think you're a tourist. Especially if you're in the tourist areas, nobody cares. Whereas walk around talking to a camcorder with a Rode Video Micro, even a small mic hanging off of it. People, at least in Southeast Asia, they're wary, in my experience. And all I can do is speak from experience. I don't know what they do in the U.S. I know in California, they're big on where you can film and where you can't. I have no idea about the U.S. and you're probably in the U.S. listening to this. All my experience, 99.9% of my filming is here in Southeast Asia. But I can just tell you this, that some places you go to, they do not like me walking in with this big camcorder. And so that's an issue. If you're just filming at your house or the beach or in a tourist area, okay, no problem, probably. But just realize it's how people perceive the type of camera that you're carrying as to what you are up to And if they think you're a journalist or trying to make a documentary about this problem in the area, they're not going to cooperate. Sir, you can't film here. I've been told that you can't film here. Well, what if I pull out my iPhone and film? My iPhone shoots 4K 60. This whole thing only shoots 4K 30. It doesn't matter. They have no idea what you're saying. It don't matter. It's a big camera, perception, journalists, causing problems. Get the hell out of here. Perfect example was over at that the theater called the Haunted Theater. Anyhow, in Manila, the theater where it fell in and killed a bunch of people. A bunch of people are buried in the concrete. They didn't want nothing to do with me over there trying to film with this big camcorder. I was persona non grata. Whereas if I'd have just walked up with my iPhone, they probably wouldn't even got up. So that's a huge point right there. Which one is the run and gun camera? It's my old camcorder. I'm gonna tell you why. If a UFO showed up out here right now, would I grab the FX3 or would I grab this old camcorder? I would grab this old camcorder. Okay. The battery lasts a lot longer than the FX3. I got one of them thicker batteries on here. It'll last forever, it seems, right? The battery life on the FX3 is good, but this battery will last a lot longer. Number one, battery life. Number two, this thing right here has got a huge zoom, huge optical zoom. It's a power zoom. That UFO is here, there. I'm tracking that thing. Much easier than I'm tracking it with that prime lens. Now we're comparing apples to oranges. Why don't you just get a 24-105? Yeah, that's what I recommend. If you are new or you just want a one lens solution, Sony 24-105 is what you want to get. So somebody's out there trying to sell fish or something. Sweetie, go tell Mama there's somebody out there selling fish. Thank you. Welcome to the Philippines. So, okay, what else? Built-in ND filters. Oh my Lord. You get so spoiled by built-in ND filters on this old camcorder. They're just a switch. Folks, built-in ND filters are absolutely wonderful. You can do so much with your footage. It's a bright day. Click that up. Even when I'm filming the moon, if it's a full moon and you take these ND filters and crank them up, you can just see so much detail in the moon. They're wonderful. These screw-on ND filters, like I have to put on the end of that 35mm G Master, they suck. I'm not saying anything about any particular brand. The one I have is probably one of the best. But as far as screwing those things on, screwing those things off, if you go inside, it does change the way this thing focuses to the point, especially inside, that I've taken it off. I no longer use the screw-on ND filters. And that's a problem because you need it to make that footage outdoors in a bright day look much better. Sweetie, you're so noisy. That's messing up Papa's audio. She's so sweet, folks. I told her, I said, listen, if you're going to sit in here, you got to be quiet. First thing she does is start playing with a stack of coins. I'm like, sweetie, Papa's trying to make a video. Now she's over there with the eraser. I love you, sweetie. She's my sweetie girl. Now, it brings me to probably the most important thing, and the reason I don't want to say I'm regretting buying the FX3 because it's a wonderful camera. This has nothing to do with this aspect of the camera. It has something to do with me and my age. My eyesight is not stellar like it used to be. I'm 50 years old, right? I'm a pirate who just hit 50. So what do I have to do? Staring at the computer or small things. I got these reading glasses going on now. And what I've figured out, okay, it's quite obvious. If I'm going to film, I gotta have my reading glasses on. If I don't have my reading glasses, I can't see that little bitty screen over there to change all the settings. I'm like, where's my glasses? Where's my glasses? Where's my damn glasses? Guess what the old camcorder has? It's got a viewfinder. Yeah, okay, I could have bought the A7S. I could have bought the A1. I got it. That's not the point. The point is I'm contrasting these two cameras. Viewfinder. I'm realizing now that I need a viewfinder. Now you may not. If you're a young dude or you got 20/20 vision and you can see that screen, that's fine. Maybe you don't need the viewfinder. I do for two reasons. Well, I need it for one reason. That's because I gotta wear reading glasses. So I can, with the camcorder, I can leave the reading glasses at home, and if I can't see the screen, I just go to the viewfinder. It has a little focus thing in there that focuses to my eye, and now I can see. That's a huge difference. Number two, if you're trying to track objects in the sky, like aircraft, it's so much easier with a viewfinder. You put that thing up to your eye, and it's like you're looking at a scope on a rifle, and you can track those aircraft, those fast-moving objects. If you're trying to track that with the screen, you can't do it. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's just like trying to, I don't know, it'd be like trying to aim a rifle looking at a video screen or some shit versus me just looking down at iron sights. So the viewfinder for a run and gun camera setup, absolute must have. And what if it's at night and you're trying to be stealthy? Instead of pulling that screen out, you can look through that viewfinder and it doesn't silhouette you with all this light. These are all things to think about. But again, I've come to the realization that the best run and gun camera is a camcorder. Is my old camcorder right here. And I guess what I'm going to start doing is when we roll out, instead of picking up that, I'll probably take that too, but instead of taking the action cam, I'll just grab this old camera right here. It'll be the run and gun. If it gets wet, I don't care. If it gets stolen, I'm not going to cry. If I drop it and break it, so what? We got the use out of it, you know. I'll sell it for parts. So I hope this helps. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or if you're thinking about investing in more gear, it's all about what type of filming you're gonna do. That's obvious. But I think these are the elements of a good run and gun camera is a camcorder. And this Sony FDR-AX100 checks all the damn boxes. Internal ND, night shot, hellacious zoom, battery lasts forever. It's inexpensive relatively. Need I go on and on? The focus is very good. It's very simple. No focus hunting, no focus breathing, none of that crap. So there you go, folks. This is a long rambling talk. I know if you're a normal viewer, you've already went to sleep or what have you. But when you're thinking about investing thousands of dollars in a camera system, yeah, we're all going to watch hundreds of camera reviews before we pull the trigger on that. It's a huge investment. So will I be selling my Sony FX3? Well, yes and no. I mean, at some point when the A1 Mark II comes out, they just came out with the Sony A9 III with this global shutter. Man, I would love to have that, but no. Because what I'm hoping is when the A1 Mark II comes out, that it has internal ND filters. Now, if the A1 Mark II has internal ND filters, that could potentially be the perfect camera. But I'm not going to call any camera perfect unless the damn thing has internal ND. Okay? Has to have a viewfinder. Anyhow. Alright folks, so I hope this little drill may have helped you, but just look at that footage. $1,000 camera versus, what, $3,500, $45. Just say $1,000 camera versus a $5,000 camera, somewhere there. Hell, the old lady says the old camera's footage looks better. All right, folks, there you go. I'll stop rambling. What was that noise?
Mom.
Guess which camera I'm filming on right now? Is it the FX3 or is it the old Sony camcorder? Inquiring minds want to know. Which one is it? don't even know myself.